We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
You talk about this Jets defense.
They played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Now it's Jackson. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
The defense is always talking about not letting Lamar Jackson get comfortable. A good job there on his opening drive of making him uncomfortable.
And you're talking about doing it so early in the game, because all week long there's been anxiety on the defensive side of the ball. How do we keep this guy hemmed in? How do we tackle him to get it?
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Andre Cisco.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them, and an absolute shock for the quarterback, because he went into it, he saw the numbers we saw, he watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be, but early in this one, advantage defense.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on second down.
Setting up the screen to Kelly. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Jets use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Zerline good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, in his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Now Jackson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
You talk about this Jets defense.
Well, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And the Jets will take over.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
19 tight. Go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. The Jets at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late, winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But you just knew that these rushers were eager to do that today. Put him on the ground. Their plan, introduce themselves individually to this rookie quarterback. They said hello in a big way there with a loss of double.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 65 yards.
And the Jets lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
Zerline now for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson.
That's going deep for Bateman.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A first down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Again, Jackson. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Ravens have cut it back within a score. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Up the middle, here's Edwards. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now, this defense for the Ravens, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
He'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
This is brought in at the 21. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
No, we changed it.
They go play action now. Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Throwing is Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore 1st.
And maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then, but they're showing signs of life here, and they get good yardage that time and a 1st down.
Hey, middle.
Here's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive. But a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
From the gun, Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Henry. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. From the 31, here's 2nd down and 8.
Let's go now.
They'll set up a throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
Here's 2nd and 3.
They'll run it again with Henry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
51 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Here's Jackson to throw. Touchdown! Mark Andrews with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
In the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Here we go, son. All right.
Here's Fields.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Here we go.
They'll give up the middle to Kelly. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Alpha, 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 alpha.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And
the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Nnamdi Madubuike. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
To throw is Fields.
And that is incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
Fielded just inside the 20.
And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
Jackson now. Henry's got it out on the left side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Flowers going to go in motion right.
To throw is Jackson.
Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. Down the right sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close.
A big play there just before halftime. And even 50 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Now it's Jackson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And Jackson throwing once more. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So from outside the red zone now after the sack, a long 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Jackson.
And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
Tucker's kick is good, and they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
2nd and 10.
Here we go. Sit high.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Going right side here, and that's complete. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go.
Now it's Fields.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 30. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Here we go. Sit high. Sit high.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 24-yard line.
Here we go.
They run up the gut with Kelly. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now Fields.
And this one is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Back to throw. Fields. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Here we go, son.
They'll run here with Edwards. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Fields.
Escaping the pressure right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Zerline's kick is up and through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. Jackson. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now it's Jackson. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. A first down carry for Henry. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They go play action with Jackson.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Jets are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
No gain on the play there. Down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Here we go. Go.
Fields now to throw.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Edwards.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Don't jump. Ready? 11, 11, 11. Angel, angel.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter.
Hey, never mind. Monday. Here we go, son. Hey, Ken. Hey, Ken.
Play action. It's Fields.
Eluding the pressure right.
And again back to Kmet.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A gain of 32 that time. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Here's Fields.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Here we go.
Up the middle, it's Edwards. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1.
Looking to throw. Fields.
Looks for the out route, and it's complete to Kmet.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Cole Kmet.
His 1st touchdown on the year.
And the Jets go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Jackson from the shotgun.
He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
In motion left, Bateman.
Here's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down.
Flowers going to go in motion right.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted.
And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Smith in motion right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They'll run the toss here. Edwards. The 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there.
His first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Jets get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10. And this play is not going to work. He's out of bounds, well shy of the goal line. And the try for 2, unsuccessful. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Jackson.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Now Jackson. Into the hands of Cooper.
Oh, he's got some breathing room.
Now he's loose down the left sideline. Inside the 10. And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
Throwing, Jackson.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Jackson. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets have just about sewn up this football game.
Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all three timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
They'll run again. And he will have a Jets first down, and that should just about do it.
It's a gain of 4, and that should just about seal the deal.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take the knee.
Here we go, side.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Giants, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they drop below 500 to 2-3.